There are songs you remember, and songs that somehow remember you. They played on radios, in cars, at weddings, in bedrooms, and through cheap transistor speakers. But the stories behind them were often stranger than the lyrics themselves. One of these songs was recorded in a single take after a sleepless night. Another nearly destroyed a band from the pressure of making it. One became a global anthem by accident, and one was inspired by a real murder case that terrified America. On your side. Welcome to Inside the Pop. Tonight, we're counting down 10 of the greatest pop songs released between 1960 and 1975, and the incredible true stories that make them impossible to hear the same way again. Number 10, My Girl, The Temptations, 1964. When Smokey Robinson wrote My Girl, he wasn't trying to create a classic. He was trying to help a struggling friend. David Ruffin had just joined The Temptations, but the group still didn't have a major crossover hit. Robinson wrote the song specifically for Ruffin's voice, giving him the famous opening line. During rehearsals, the other Temptations realized something unusual was happening. Ruffin's lead vocal transformed the entire record. The song was recorded at Motown's Studio A in Detroit, with the legendary Funk Brothers providing the instrumentation. That instantly recognizable bass line was played by James Jamerson, one of the most influential bassists in music history. My Girl became The Temptations' first #1 hit and helped launch them into superstardom. A song written as a favor ended up becoming one of the defining records of the Motown era. Number 9, American Pie, Don McLean, 1971.
Those people dance and maybe they'd be...
For decades, listeners asked the same question. What does American Pie actually mean? Don McLean rarely explained it. The phrase, "the day the music died," referred to the 1959 plane crash that killed Buddy Holly, Richie Valens, and the Big Bopper.
The Bible tells you so.
McLean was a 13-year-old paperboy when he learned about the crash. The news affected him deeply, and years later he used it as the emotional starting point for an 8.5-minute song that blended nostalgia, cultural change, and personal reflection. Radio stations initially worried the song was too long to play. Some split it into 2 parts. Listeners requested the full version anyway, and it became a #1 hit. In 2015, McLean sold the original handwritten lyrics at auction for more than $1.2 million, proving that the mystery surrounding American Pie had become part of music history itself. Number 8, Lean on Me, Bill Withers, 1972.
I'll help you carry on.
Bill Withers didn't grow up around the music business. Before becoming a singer, he worked in the U.S. Navy and later at an aircraft factory assembling toilet seats for airplanes.
Carry on.
He wrote Lean on Me while thinking about his childhood in the small coal mining town of Slab Fork, West Virginia. Neighbors depended on each other because they had to.
Lean on, lean on.
The piano part was intentionally simple. Withers wanted the song to feel like something ordinary people could sing together. During recording, producers considered removing the spoken section where he says, "If we should ever have a problem." Withers insisted it stay. The song reached #1 and became one of the most enduring recordings ever made about friendship, support, and community. Number 7, Hotel California, Eagles, 1976 recording, 1975 writing era. The opening guitar progression came from Don Felder while he was working on a demo tape at home. The Eagles immediately recognized it as something special.
To myself, this could be heaven and this could be...
Don Henley later described the song as a commentary on excess, fame, and the darker side of the California dream. The mysterious lyrics led to endless theories about cults, hidden messages, and secret meanings.
One smell of colitas,
The famous dual guitar solo was carefully constructed by Felder and Joe Walsh, who worked out complementary parts note by note, rather than improvising the entire section. Whether listeners interpret it as a story, a metaphor, or a warning, Hotel California became one of the most analyzed songs ever recorded. Number 6. Bridge Over Troubled Water, Simon and Garfunkel, 1970. Paul Simon wrote the song after hearing a gospel line that inspired him, "I'll be your bridge over deep water." Originally, he planned to sing it himself. Art Garfunkel loved the song and encouraged Simon to let him take the lead vocal. Simon agreed, even though the decision surprised many people around them. The recording became increasingly ambitious. Producer Roy Haley added strings, brass, and a huge orchestral arrangement. Sessions stretched over months. By the time the song was finished, tensions between Simon and Garfunkel were growing. Bridge Over Troubled Water became their biggest hit, and one of the final masterpieces recorded before the duo separated. Before we continue, if you're enjoying the countdown, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to Inside the Pop for more incredible stories behind the world's greatest songs. Now, let's get into the top 5. Number 5. Imagine, John Lennon, 1971. John Lennon often received sole credit for Imagine, but he later acknowledged that Yoko Ono's ideas and writings had strongly influenced the lyrics.
Nothing to kill or die for.
The song was recorded at Lennon's home studio at Tittenhurst Park. The white piano he used would later become one of the most recognizable instruments in popular music.
It's easy if you try.
Despite its peaceful message, the song generated controversy. Some critics accused Lennon of being unrealistic, while others embraced it as a universal call for unity.
Life in peace.
Time, Imagine evolved from a hit single into a global anthem performed at memorials, charity events, and moments of international significance. Number 4. Superstition, Stevie Wonder, 1972. Stevie Wonder wrote Superstition during a session with guitarist Jeff Beck. Wonder sat behind the drum kit and created the groove first. The famous clavinet riff came afterward and instantly became the centerpiece of the song. Motown originally considered giving the track to Jeff Beck.
Things you don't understand when you stop.
Before that happened, Wonder released his own version. It exploded onto the charts and reached number 1.
When you believe in things that you don't understand.
The combination of funk rhythm, clavinet, horns, and Wonder's vocal energy created a sound that influenced generations of pop, rock, and R&B musicians. Number 3. Bohemian Rhapsody, Queen, 1975. When Freddie Mercury brought Bohemian Rhapsody to the band, even his bandmates weren't completely sure what he was attempting.
Back again this time tomorrow.
The operatic middle section required hundreds of vocal overdubs. Mercury, Brian May, and Roger Taylor recorded the complex harmonies repeatedly until the tape itself began to wear out. Record executives believed a 6-minute song had no chance of becoming a hit single. One influential radio DJ ignored that advice and played the full version anyway. Listeners flooded the station with requests. The song became a massive success and permanently changed expectations about what a pop single could be. Number 2. I Want to Hold Your Hand, The Beatles, 1963.
When I feel like something.
Brian Epstein knew the Beatles needed a song strong enough to break America. John Lennon and Paul McCartney responded by writing I Want to Hold Your Hand together in the basement of a house on Wimpole Street.
Feeling that my love, I can hide.
They deliberately focused on a simple, direct emotional message. The result sounded energetic, youthful, and impossible to forget. Capitol Records initially hesitated, but after intense demand from American radio stations and fans, the single was released in the United States. It reached #1 and triggered Beatlemania across America, opening the door for the entire British invasion. #1, Thriller, Michael Jackson, 1982 roots, 1975 era influence. Before Thriller became the best-selling album in history, the song itself was called Starlight. Producer Quincy Jones and songwriter Rod Temperton felt the title wasn't strong enough. Temperton went home, rewrote the lyrics, and returned with a new concept built around suspense, horror movies, and cinematic storytelling. The spoken narration was recorded by actor Vincent Price in just 2 takes. Price was paid less than many people assume, but his voice became one of the most famous moments in pop music. Thriller turned a song into an event. The video changed music television forever, and the record became a cultural phenomenon that still defines pop stardom decades later.